Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop for part 2 of trying to forge a meteorite. And what I want to do today is I want to forge a knife. This meteorite has one half of it where there are a lot of cracks in it, one half of it where the Widmansterton lines, and I think that if we cut in the other direction on the Bailey bandsaw, we're going to be able to hopefully end up with a piece that we can square up and forge weld together very gently to be able to forge a knife. It's going to be very exciting. Today's video is sponsored by Iron Blade, which is the mobile, action-based role-playing game for iOS, Android, and on Windows. There's a link in the description below where you can download that. Thank you, Iron Blade, for sponsoring this. Ladies and gentlemen, let's try and cut up this meteorite and make a blade from it. This is a problem, a very, very big problem. Oh boy, now we didn't have audio when this happened, because when we do the time lapse we don't have audio. However, let me indulge you with the noises that it made. Here we go. And the blade is no longer on the bandsaw. Meteorite 4, Alec 0. So naturally the bandsaw blade is meant to stay on the machine, but it is not on the machine. So I'm going to take the cover off, and the worst case scenario here is the bandsaw blade is snapped. The best case scenario here is it's just fallen off its guide wheels, which would be good. No, it wouldn't be good. It'd just be better than the alternative. Any snappages? Snappage. Right. Oh no. No. Ow. Okay. But as you can see, this is a bad situation. Oh boy, it looks like there's only one solution. Sadly, it looks like it is time to go into the grinding room. Now this is fascinating to look at. So I'm very nervous. I broke this open because that was just the easiest way to get at it. But one of the very interesting things about breaking a metal is then you can get an idea of the structure of the thing and how it's put together. And this is why I'm having so much trouble. You see how large the structure of the material itself is? As far as I understand, that means that it gets held together very weakly because there are very few bonds or something like that. Now, not only is that a problem, that the grain size is so enormous or the crystalline structure is so enormous, but there are these incredible, deep, rusted portions here. Now, I don't know if that is a rust or if that's a silicate inclusion, which I also understand can be common in these meteorites. I have no idea what it is, but this is why I'm having so much difficulty, because this material is held together poorly and there are these inclusions all the way through it. Now, why did I split it down this way instead of the way I was taking off slices? Well, it's because of these two halves. This one here has less crack cracks running all the way through it, and instead has what I believe are the Widmatsteton bands, which I don't know. I don't know if one is better than the other, but I think this could be better at establishing a solid piece of metal, despite the fact that still there are inclusions in it and there are rust spots. Well, to better make me have a chance of putting this together, I'm now going to take another slice across here, get rid of this inclusion up top, and give me something a little more square to hammer on, as we hopefully can consolidate this and get it welded together. I tell you what though, I am extremely nervous, because there are still cracks running through this good piece. Holy moly, this is going to be difficult. So as you can see, we've got it squared up. I've had a haircut, and it's now time for this to go into the fire. We just reviewed yesterday's video, and it made me remember what happened yesterday. Everything fell apart. So how confident am I that this is gonna work? Not very confident at all. What's the plan, Alec? Well, I say we get the thing blisteringly hot and as gently as possible under the power hammer. With the lightest of blows, we gently work all 6 sides. Hopefully, if we stay at a forge welding temperature, we can close it up and eventually work out the impurities and have a solid piece of iron. Now this is going just terribly. It has broken open, and I don't know if there's going to be any way to salvage this. I've been trying to work as gently as possible. It's terrible. It's not working. It's breaking right apart, tearing apart at the level of the crystals that hold it together. Not good. In steel, that stuff is so fine. It's so neatly organized. The alloying components are neatly contained within it because it's mixed. Here, I have no idea how meteorites were made billions of years ago. I don't know how they came to be. The structure is not conducive to being forged because these big globules, they don't want to slide around each other neatly, and it doesn't want to do that. The bonds break, it tears apart. Man, I am really sad. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make anything from it. So what I wanted to do was make a knife from the meteorite, and the meteorite is gone to pieces, and I'm not gonna get a knife from it. But here's what we can do. Jamie,
I can make a knife.
You can make a knife?
Let's make a Bowie knife.
We're gonna make a what knife?
A David Bowie knife.
A David Bowie knife. We're gonna make a David Bowie knife. Oh, ugly. I tried to put the piece of steel in the bandsaw to cut. I broke the blade on the meteorite!
This won't take me long to do, really.
No, just go for it. It'll be fine. This is normal steel! Not a good day! Well, I guess it's time to go back in the grinding room and cut another piece. What happened there? The steel got too hot. Now, it's not meteorite. This is 01 tool steel, which is great for knives, but if you get it too hot, it was in the forge too long, it doesn't like it. So we're gonna cut another piece, we're gonna go straight back to making Jamie's first ever knife.
on the back end of the piece of steel. Jamie flattened it out on the power hammer. Some of his first ever power hammer forging. And look at this. Jamie has not swung a hand hammer on a hot piece of steel in a long time. And he's done it only once. And look at it. He's hitting it like a machine. Great work. There we go, that's about perfect. Awesome. That's the point. We now need to isolate the blade from what's going to be the tang. Perfect. Tilt your round side over that way slightly. There we go. That's the one. So we need to get a little bit of a better shape on the tang. So right now our tang just tapers out, which is fine. It's simple, but we can do something a little more special for it. We are eventually going to make a tapered tang, but what we want for the tang, we want a slight radius over the top. We can get that with grinding. We want it to come back, come in slightly, and then have a second swell out before it tapers in. The way you're gonna get that, you're gonna take the round side of your hammer and we're gonna be aiming right about there, bringing that material down, leaving a little bit of a hump right about there. Once we then taper it back out, this hump will end up a little further out and we'll get that nice little extra swell in the handle. Perfect. Oh, hello. This is looking mighty fine. The tang is largely formed. It's looking beautiful. Jamie, what is the next step?
The tapering of the blade.
What is that? Tapering of the blade. Come on, you got it. You got it. Forging the...
Don't tell me. Bevel.
Bevels! That's the one! Time to forge the bevel.
Say, Jamie has been doing an unbelievable job, which has made my life pretty easy. I've been moving the camera around, and of course, today's sponsor is Iron Blade. Now, this is a mobile, action-based, medieval role-playing game. It's a lot of fun. It's easy to learn, very difficult to master. I'm a case in point of this, because I died almost every single one, but it's a lot of fun, because you get to use historic weapons and enjoy wonderful graphics in these medieval sceneries. The general theme of the game is that people start attacking you, and then you need to start defending yourself. Then you gotta get to somebody else. And this guy, go, go, go. There we go, I got him. Oh no, here's another one. This guy's going. I hope this sword is Damascus. I think this sword is red hot. Yes, boom, look at that, it's a red hot sword. Oh, I have bow and arrow. I have an arrow. Boom, get him. Oh look, I killed him with a bow and arrow. Yes! Look at that! Daily quest completed. Iron Blade is free to download on iOS, Android, and Windows. It's a lot of fun. There's a link in the description below that's the sponsor of this channel. And if you hit that link and you enjoy the game, that's a wonderful way to support the channel. And it's also a pretty good amount of fun too. Thanks, Iron Blade. Hey, it's looking like David Bowie to me.
Don't say that, he's dead.
Is he? Who is he?
David Bowie, the singer.
I thought we were making a Bowie knife.
No, it's David Bowie. It's a portrait of David Bowie.
You know what it sounds like to me? A bowed joke. So now what we need to do is we got ugly bevels, need cleaner bevels. Still thick.
Sorry, mate.
Jamie! Look what he did to me!
Is it actually fun?
Yeah, right on the tip of my finger.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. He's gonna normalize that in the forge. Thank you, Jamie, and thank you, Ironblade, for sponsoring the video. We're gonna be back pretty soon to watch Jamie grind this. He's not done very much grinding. This is his first time making a knife. Been a lot of fun. Thank you, Ironblade. Make sure you guys go download it. And we'll see you tomorrow on the next episode.